All right, here we are. Last lesson, for real now, of chapter 7. We're just going to go over some examples. So we're doing our quadrilaterals continued here. All right, let's classify this quadrilateral. Let's take a look at that yellow shape in front of us. I notice that it has 4 congruent sides, and I also notice that it has 4 right angles. Maybe take a look at that diagram. How would we classify 4 right angles, 4 congruent sides, with no other name than a square, being as specific as we can be? All right, moving on, purple figure to the right. Classify this quadrilateral. So I'm taking a look. Always look at the angles, look at the sides. Maybe you're taking a look at your diagram and seeing what maybe looks like this. But I notice it has those tick marks. I'm looking at the sides here. So I notice that it has these 2 pairs that are congruent, and then it has this pair of sides that are congruent. I notice that those sides are adjacent to one another. So I'm looking for adjacent congruent sides. This is what we call a kite. All right, let's do some examples where we're using our key idea, that is the angle measures and what they equal. So reminder, the interior angles, when I add up all of these angles within my quadrilateral, it should equal 360. So I'm going to add 70 plus 75 plus 115 plus the x should all equal 360. So let me add these all up. 70, 75, 115. That gives me 260. Now we're just solving for x. So solve your equation for x. And I get x to equal 360 minus 260 gives me 100. Next, again, add up all of your interior angles. I'm going to do some mental math here. 100 plus 100 plus 80 gives me 280. Don't forget about your missing angle. Set that all equal to 360. Now we're just solving for x. So 360 minus 280 gives me 80 degrees. And the last one, I see an 81 degree angle, 124. Here's my missing angle. And what does this angle mean? It's that little box in the corner. It's a right angle, meaning it equals 90. So let's add those all up. 81 plus 90 plus 124. That equals 295. That should all be equal to 360. Now solve for x. 360 minus 295 is equal to 65 degrees. Guys, take your time, fill in the notes, make any notes on scrap paper if you're not kind of filling in our notes. Take a look at these examples, how we did it. This time triangles, they equal 180. This time quadrilaterals, we're just setting them equal to 360. You guys are getting a lot of practice with equations and solving equations this chapter. All right, let's do this last example. We have this kite. What is the measure of the angle at the tail end of the kite? So I want to figure out this measure down here. That's what's missing. I have these 3 angles. We're looking for the 4th. So again, 90 plus 90 plus 122. Let's add those all together. And I get 302. Set that equal to 360. Now just solve for x. 360 minus 302 gives me 58 degrees. That's my missing angle measure at the tail end of the kite. All right, group, that is it for chapter 7. All right, that was just our